Hey, good morning, Bob, Trade Genius here, 28th of April. I want to just show you, and I'll do a couple of these over the weekend here, on a little bit of vacation, but I think this is important. A chart for you is that this is SPY, okay? And here's the high in February, and then we have a lower high in March. March, and now we have a lower high in April. And seasonality tells us that May is the third weakest month of the year, and we're coming out of the strong period for stocks. Number two, and then number three is April as a trading month has been a bust. So the market's just way overvalued. You could see it. The FANGs had these guys are blowing out their earnings numbers, and the market was like priced in already. And we're at 2% GDP. Europe's GDP is falling, and I think it's going to put pressure on the dollar in terms of giving it strength. And so you're seeing that happening at the same time. The 10-year yield is going up, and it's going to cause pressure on commodities too. So we're short oil, and also oil for May is energy is weakest in May, and so that's our theme here. We have SPY puts 260. It's a strike. We're selling against it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday as a diagonal. So 260, 260, 260s, and bringing down our costs. And then once it gets close to 260 on price, then I'll let it fly as just a directional trade. But in the meantime, it's going to just run it as a calendar. We're going to get there. I'm going to show you why. So here's the top of the value range. This is a daily chart. This is a look back over a year, okay? And this area here is an attractor, okay? There's a low volume node here. The same place, this is also an attractor and a support. And then if you look at the analyzer and you go out to the 18th of May here, which is where my strike is, and you line it up right here, this is a 68% probability line, is that 256 area is kind of the area that you can look at, and this has been pretty reliable. When you look at the stock options, they're pretty good at predicting these things with these probability charts. So 68%, it's good likelihood it's going to hit it. On the upside, if you're wrong, you're looking at 276, and I'll show you where I'll flip the model if I have to. But let me go back to my my chart here. Is that so right here? So I'm looking for it to come down here. Now I will change my mind and go long if we get a close above 271 40 area, and then leave it 271.30 area if you look at the line up here. So then I'll go long and chase it up to the 276 area, which ironically, look at that, right at the midpoint here. So this is the range, and that's not very impressive either for May on the high side, but I'm definitely looking for it to get lower. And if you go look at energy's in the same boat. Oil peaked already for the month, and May is a weak month for energy, and we had it hit here, and they've been doing everything they possibly can. In fact, we had a double top here. They're doing everything they possibly can to try to lift the price of oil, but if the dollar strengthens and they start beating down on the yen, oil is going to come down. So I have the 14 strike for May, and I'm selling the 13.50 against it, and I'll do that as long as it remains above 13.50. Once it pulls below, then I'll hop off. But if oil gets down to around $67, I'll make my target and hop off the trade. And just a couple other things just to show you really quick. Here's XME. Okay, so materials are already starting to feel the pain. Here's steel starting to come down. Here's US steel. So they're freaking out a little bit. China is just dumping steel onto the market like it's going out of style. Here's copper. Okay, and then here is rare earths. Okay, so they're all coming down, and you know, GDP is coming down, the market's slowing down, and then here's the one that should just scare everybody half to death. It's gonna be a little bit hard to see with this, all my squiggly lines, but this right here, it hit $3 right here. This is what caused the Tuesday sell-off. Okay, so now we know if we get to 303 on the 10-year, the market pukes. All right, and so now it's down to 290, 296. Okay, but this is starting to compete, and the 2-year is starting to flatten with it. And so, you know, this is not definitely risk on time. And let me just see the dollar here. I'll just do UUP here. Okay, the dollar's getting a bid. All right, so definitely risk off time. So anyway, this is Bob from Trade Genius. Check out our specials. We have exciting things happening in May. Can't talk about them, but I think you'll really like them. You might want to hop on, trade with us, cryptos, binaries, futures, and stocks. So let's help you make more money every day. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.